Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're here, the three amigos.
We are.
Three amigos. We out here.
Oh my God, we out here.
We out here.
Drinking our coffee.
Walker's back. We're happy to see
back.
him.
Yeah.
It's episode 80 something.
80.
I think we're on 80.
87.
87. We're on 87. Don't look. We'll just roll with it.
I'd say 82.
I'm gonna roll with 82.
It's 11:07.
So welcome to 7-Eleven. Here's your Slurpee.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Yeah. Welcome back to the show.
You can't go to Dunkin' Donuts or something.
Speaking of Joe Biden, hey, maybe not cheers to everything else in the world, but cheers that we don't have to ever see election commercials anymore for 4 more years.
Just
pretty happy
four
about it.
more
Just for
years,
that,
no election commercials.
You know what I would do? I would gladly make a system where it's like, okay, if you have already voted, right, which they can track that,
yes,
you don't get ads anymore for political shit.
Like, take it off my Facebook.
That'd be really nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, take the election stuff off my Facebook because I don't care anymore because I voted.
I mean,
Facebook, you can actually change the settings internally, where it's like a remind me of the election or whatever. You can turn that off.
I mean, Google, you know who we all voted for anyways, so you can stop sharing the ads with us on YouTube.
Google, you know literally everything about me.
Yeah.
So
you probably know more about me than I know about me.
Google, you probably know the color of my butthole.
It's pink.
With a beige hue.
Yeah, so before we get into that though, let's go ahead and roll with the skills from last week. I'll start this time. I did mine. It was cold showers. I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to take cold showers every day. Did it. Not completely cold, but I turn it cold at the end in a couple minutes.
It was like cold, but with like a little bit of heat.
It was like cold, but like scaldingly hot,
It's something I like to call warm.
It's something I like to call lukewarm. I think is the correct terminology for it. No, so I did that, and it was good. It was energizing in the mornings.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It was a perfect week to do it because it was gorgeous out all week, so I would get out of the shower and I still wouldn't be cold as shit.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
That's nice.
I almost regretted like winterizing the bike. Just every day was fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, you could have had a whole another week to do it.
Yeah. So then I would have had to go through that whole process of winterizing.
How much time does that take to winterize it?
It's just tedious because you have to make sure that it's like all the way filled and it's really not that bad now I'm thinking about it, but I just didn't.
Still,
I didn't
you're just
wanna
lazy.
do it. I'm lazy.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, skills, guys. What you got? What'd you do?
All right, so
you were gone last week.
I was gone last week, but my skill from before was to build out Classdrop, that app I was telling you guys about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I am like 2 days away from launching it.
Nice, son.
Basically, what it is, it's like Skillshare almost, but it's more aimed towards like college students and people that are learning like specific materials. So it's not just like learn how to draw or learn how to do whatever. It's like, okay, this is for like music theory 101, and this is for like chemistry or woodworking or whatever. And the contributors can post videos, and they will get paid for their content based on how many views and engagements that they have in their profiles and such. So, so if you guys want to check it out, I guess sometime next week, look at classdrop.io, and you can sign up for either a membership to watch videos or to contribute content to the site.
Boom.
Fuck yeah. So,
Classdrop.
That's
Check
awesome.
it out, folks. It's going to be there.
Classdrop.io.
.io. So that was the skill for last week. You got that? Nice. How about you?
I want to continue that one, I think, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. What was your skill for last week?
Last week I was going to go through all of the music that I have liked since downloading Spotify. I just have a giant playlist,
which was many years ago.
Yeah, it's been accumulating over the years.
That's a good idea. You know what you should do as well? Do you use like Shazam or Hound or whatever? Just go through and like start at the beginning of your list and just see what you used to like be really interested in.
Oh yeah. I've got hundreds of fucking Shazams and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But I also have that link to my Spotify, so that has a whole secondary
Shazam.
playlist that's my Shazammed.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which is really cool. I love that they do that.
Yeah. I got Shazam on this little thing.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I sifted through everything, deleted a bunch of songs and stuff, or like took them off of the liked, because it's just like over time, like I'm not really into that song anymore.
Right.
Didn't make the playlist, so I'm gonna make the playlist this week. That's what I'm.
All
that's
right,
what
so,
I'm gonna do.
so we're rolling right into skills for next week or this
Yeah.
week. So you're gonna continue on that because you
Yes.
listen to the music, but now you want to make the playlist.
Yeah.
Then you got to
Alright,
share
so
it on the
That's what he's
page.
gonna do, yeah.
that'd be
That's what I
great.
plan on doing.
So we got a playlist coming. So your skill this week.
Mine's just going to be finish up the website and launch the business.
Launch the Classdrop.io.
Yeah, I actually I'm going to be reaching out to like 30 to 40 people this week to see if I can get people making some video content. So if you guys know of anybody that wants to teach a course on literally anything, hit me up.
Nice.
So
Very cool.
You'll get paid. You want to teach a course?
I mean,
Yeah, do it.
obviously. Let's see. My skill for this week. Oh shit! You guys copped out and did the same one. What the fuck am I gonna do
I wasn't here
this
last week.
Fair enough. I'm gonna. I am gonna.
Gonna become a scat man.
I'm gonna be. What kind of scat we talking?
I hope the jazzy kind.
Yeah, you can jazz it up. Throw some sparkles in there.
Jesus Christ.
Clitter.
Clitter.
That is a thing.
That's a thing.
Is that really
Yeah,
a thing?
Glitter.
Glitter.
Yeah.
Like
It's like
clitoris.
glitter.
Clitoris.
Yeah. So like
glitter?
vajazzling, but it's
I didn't know that was the thing either, but I was going to say that.
well,
so.
Clitter is like it's like a spoof advertisement that they did, but like I think was it South Park that did
Yeah.
vajazzling?
Yeah,
Vajazzling,
And
yeah.
that's a real
It
thing.
was with God, what was her name?
I want to say Palin, but it's not. It's
it's the girl that
Clinton.
It's
Yeah.
the lady that went to jail. She was doing. She was a cook. She did the
Martha
fucking
Stewart.
Martha
Stewart.
Stewart did it.
What?
Yes, during the episode when they're all learning about queefing. Because they came out with the TV show and all the guys started getting offended, and then Martha
Yeah.
Stewart did an episode of her like throwing glitter up her spoofed.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know,
Schniz.
I don't know why, but that reminds me of that Saturday Night Live episode with Adam Sandler, and he has this erectile dysfunction pill called Rectix. And you don't swallow it. You shove this gigantic pill up your ass, and
Suppositories
and
only.
the son's like, that's just a butt plug. He's like, no, son, it's Rectix.
Oh, amazing. So let's see. My skill for this week, I am going to. I don't know. I mean, I could continue on like the health thing, but I feel like I did that the last 3 weeks. Let's do. I'm gonna bring in one new client to the company. I'll do
Nice.
that. That's an easy one. I can do that.
it's pretty
I'm gonna
solid.
bring in another a client to the company. Yeah,
I'll be your client.
bet. There it is. I already did my skill for the week. Done. Yeah, that's
My goal for next week is to make $1 million.
$1 million
$1
in 1
million.
week. So yeah, back on the election. Dear God. So I was in Chicago for a video shoot this week, which
Yeah, that looked
was
amazing.
insane enough as it was. I can delve into that too if we have time. But so not realizing, hey, bud, you're probably going to get the results of the election this week. So Friday, like afternoon, because I had a morning video shoot, so started at like 3 a.m. So I went back to the hotel, fell asleep, and at like noon on Saturday, I woke up to just the sounds of pure honking horns throughout the entire city. It was the eeriest thing I've ever heard because there were so many horns and you could hear them echo through the city.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what in the fuck is going on? Because I was right on Michigan Avenue.
Yeah.
And obviously it was the election results. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm here for a whole nother day. And this is about to be mayhem. And it was just like, it was wild. I mean, I went for a walk and got some food and everything, coffee that morning, or that afternoon or whatever. And it was just consistent the whole day. Horns honking, people playing the song "Fuck Donald Trump" by YG, all kinds of shit just going on. Trump Tower was like mad amounts of it. You couldn't get close to Trump Tower because they had it blocked off. But
Yeah.
then on the other side of the river from there was just the coronaviruses that are going to come out of that little hot spot
Yeah.
is going to be insane. But there was mad amounts of people there. TV cameras set up everywhere. It was insane. But I didn't give a fuck about them celebrating the election or who won. I was just so happy that we're so fucking done. maybe done At least we're done with election commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a win by
done.
itself.
We may not be done with the results, but
I'm imagining you walking through Chicago, getting your morning coffee, like Shaun of the Dead, like where he's like walking to the store and getting his ice cream and stuff, and like there's like zombie apocalypse behind him.
It was just drones. It was just drones.
That's what I'm
of
imagining.
People. Like, no, I mean, it. All right, it was cool to see people happy again.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It was like, this is fucking cool. Like, people are hugging and like happy, awesome. But also like, does it really? I mean, for our day to day. Right? Your taxes are still going to go up. They still don't give a fuck about you. My person got 1% of the vote, and D's nuts got 9% 6 or 4 years ago. So fuck you for that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait,
And it's just
did you
like-
vote Kanye or?
I did.
Yeah?
I voted Kanye.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No. But I did find it so fucking funny. Like, because Nevada was like one of the latecomers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like my favorite thing I saw was, what if the reason Nevada hasn't given us the results yet is because they're trying to figure out how to tell everyone that Kanye won the state. I was dying. But then it like sent me down. So I was like, hold up. Like, what if a third party, either Kanye or Joe, came in and won one of those big key states? Like, now you have a tie between two. How does that get, like, nobody wins? Like, how does that get resolved then? I've never
Yeah.
thought about that
That's a good
until now.
point.
We roll
Like-
back into our secondary election for best animal president.
Like, I just don't,
Mr.
like,
Squirrel.
because you can't give that state. I mean, the Electoral College, obviously, I think what would happen is the electoral vote would go to one of the two main candidates, which is bullshit. But, like, if a candidate wins a state, that candidate should be the one. Like, by popular vote, that candidate should be the one that the Electoral College should vote for. But that's not necessarily how it happens. But it's just like, that would have been mind-blowing if just one, like Kanye or Joe came in, won like Pennsylvania or fucking Nevada, and then it was just a stalemate. I would die. I would die laughing. I think that would be the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. But again, I'm just, whether you hate the result or like the result, at least the election's over
It's
for now.
done.
It's done.
Yeah, I'm cool with that by
Like-
itself. So
Yeah.
And
I do have a question about that
yeah.
for you guys. I was curious what your thoughts are. What do you guys think about the rumors of like
Fraudulent
meddling?
votes?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the Wisconsin thing had me a little iffy. I mean,
Wisconsin thing.
Oh
dude,
yeah. Dude.
they had like 200,000 more votes than there were registered voters in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and if you saw like the graph of like how many votes were placed at one time,
It was like 180,000
it-
votes came in at once, and they were saying it was
It was
because
going
of the
up, like-
mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
And I was like,
But it also updated at like what, like 4 o'clock in the morning
it
or
was like
something.
3 a.m.
Yeah, but
that it
like-
updated,
so the
and it
gra-
was like, you're fucking lying.
So the graph was like this, like for both candidates, and then all of a sudden it's like
yeah,
Joe Biden.
and then over. I was like,
they're like, oh,
That's
all right, there it
weird
is.
to
And-
me.
But it was extra weird because Michigan had that exact same thing happen at the exact same time.
yeah.
So we're like, all right, like,
And who's getting their mail-in ballots put in at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning? No one. Nobody's doing
yeah,
that.
the polling stations were supposed to be closed at that point. I'm pretty
Well, it's
sure.
not even that.
Yeah.
It's, they weren't saying it was a polling station. They were saying it was because UPS and all these delivery services were
like the
backed
counter.
up,
Oh.
and so they were delivering it still. But it's like, okay, half of these states the county shut down for they didn't run all night. There was only a
Yeah.
few states where they ran 24-hour clocks on the
Yeah,
voting
right.
or on the counting. So it's like, you had people at 3 o'clock in the morning count 180,000 mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No,
Probably
you
not.
didn't. You didn't. You're lying.
Yeah, so that had me kind of sketched out a little bit. and
It'll be
then-
interesting. I mean,
Yeah, I do know that there's going to be a lot of court cases around it, so I'm
Oh.
really curious as to what actually comes from that.
Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan,
Georgia,
Georgia, maybe Nevada. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Nevada.
Well,
it has to be within 1% to do a recount.
In Wisconsin only. That's Wisconsin rule.
I thought that was United States. You had to do.
No.
It had to be within 1%.
It depends on the state, but Wisconsin definitely does that rule, and then there's a few other states that do as well. I
and
just
that's
don't
the
know
other
which ones.
thing. That's the other thing that was fucked up is it's like every state had a different policy for how they went about counting the mail-in versus the ballots or versus like the in person. So like some places they counted their mail-in ballots first and then did the in-person ones.
Okay.
And then other states were like, oh, hey, like Pennsylvania, they were like, hey, we're not going to have our mail-in ballots until the end of the week.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't
Why?
know.
Like, it's just, I don't know. A lot of goofy shit this year,
it's
man.
that coupled with the fact that there was also rumors of like polling stations that were like glitched out that couldn't operate for certain times.
Yeah.
And they were like all the glitches happened in like Republican counties pretty much. So it's like, oh, that seems a little weird. And then you find out that the voting machines, it's all in Michigan that this happened. The voting machines were all like provided by this company called Dominion Software, which is partially owned by some constituents from.
Which is weird
Democratic
because
Party.
that goes back to what was the one big polling computer software that got caught up?
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it Acorn? No, the hell was it? It was Acorn. I thought it was Acorn polling or the Acorn software. I think they were the ones that got caught up in like 2000 for fraudulent,
Something like that.
fraudulent charges. And
It's
shit.
a
And
something. I
it
don't think
shut
it's
them
Acorn,
down. Like it shut them down.
Oh,
They
yeah,
were
I
done.
bet.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, you think about it. But think back to like Al Gore versus George Bush. Al Gore thought he won the election for like 36 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
Hanging
month.
chads.
He thought that he won that election, and then it reversed.
Now, so like, I'm not for really either party.
No,
I
I'm
kind
not
of
saying-
hate
yeah, I'm
either
not-
side, but I gotta say that's kind of sketchy.
All
Like,
all I'm saying
there's
is
a lot of incidents happening within like a 24-hour period
Yeah.
that could have been avoided.
like
yeah, like,
I
it
don't
just-
care
Stuff doesn't add up.
either way, whoever wins, whatever. Hey, if the people voted, the people voted.
Yeah.
But they need to be the people that voted.
Yeah,
It's not fraudulent.
because we are still a democracy. We still have to
Yeah.
make sure that we make every vote count. But it's
Yeah.
like, you know, we have to rely on that system. We can't
Yeah.
jeopardize that because
It was-
voting is like the only thing holding us to democracy still.
Yeah.
So-
And it was interesting to see how close of a race it was because I think this
Yeah.
time, I mean, most pollsters thought that Biden was going to win it by a landslide,
Yeah.
and most people that I knew thought that Trump would win it by a landslide.
right.
And it was
It was tight.
extremely close.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing that Biden made a jump, and then like Trump was starting to progressively get there,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they met. Like fuck, it was within at least like 50 votes
Yeah.
or something
Yeah,
like that. Like, it was pretty.
It was. I mean, it was a close one, but it was just a lot of weird shit.
There's just a lot of weird shit. Yeah. I think that honestly, I'm actually excited, not excited, but I'm actually ready for these court cases because, you know, the people deserve to have the truth on the table.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is exactly what happened. Either we're going to fix it or, you know, we'll get you your actual results, whatever. But like,
Right.
there needs to be some justice behind that.
Yeah.
You know, and the people that are, if there's any guilty of voter fraud, need to be brought to justice for that because
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
taking away the rights
You're
of the people.
impeaching on fucking something.
And I
that-
also thought it was really interesting if you looked at Florida.
encroaching. That's what I was looking
Yeah,
for.
I was looking for the word too.
I think that this is this kind of speaks to a certain belief as well. So, if you look at Florida, the Cuban vote went dominantly for Trump in this election. Dominantly. I mean, it was like landslide. Cuban votes went to Trump.
Right.
And a lot of people were surprised by that because, you know, his whole the whole agenda against him is that he's a racist, he's a bigot, you know, yada yada yada. And then but you think about it and where are these Cubans coming from? Obviously Cuba.
Yeah.
What kind of government is Cuba?
You mean the socialist government?
It's a socialist
Yeah.
government. And so you have this overwhelming amount because, you know, what was the big thing against the Democratic Party lately
Right.
is that they're socialists. They're trying to turn it socialist. So when
Yeah.
people that have come
From
a
socialist country.
socialist country say, fuck every bit of that, even if he is racist, they still vote for him. I mean, that should be a big indicator. That should light up a fire in a lot of people's
Yeah.
mind of like, oh, hey, maybe we don't want socialism. It's not. It doesn't work. I mean, it's a defunct fucking government system.
I mean, I have a Russian friend named Ben that lives up in he lives in Madison right now, but he used to live in Chicago. He lived in Russia all of his childhood, and then he moved to like the States for school, and he's like, yeah, like this is fucking awesome here. And he's like super right wing because he's like, yeah, fuck, like I don't want to do like all the socialism shit again.
See, and that's
This is
interesting because we
nonsense.
have a friend who's
From Portugal.
from Portugal,
Yeah.
and is a strong believer in socialism.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a big proponent for it. So it's very interesting. Like, I don't know what you know, is it the type of? I mean, obviously, it's like
It's an
democracy, there's
interesting
different
yeah,
types.
It's
but
an interesting contrast.
I think it works for smaller country sizes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Portugal's a tiny country.
it can't
Like,
work
it's-
for people whose GDP is one of the largest in the world.
Exactly. Like
It can't work.
when you're like an overwhelming factor of the world government and
Yeah.
like the world economy, I don't think you can manage a socialistic country. That's just my personal
It
opinion.
just
I don't
doesn't.
know enough about it. So.
I'm not an economist, but I just don't think
Right. I mean,
it
like,
works.
I don't know.
All I know is I just want to make enough money to not give a shit who is my president. Right now.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
That's all I give a shit about. You guys can bicker and fight about all this shit that you want, but just know at the end of the day, they don't fucking care about you, and you need to just make as much money as you can to, not give a fuck who the president is, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it's all about.
Yeah. But I think that one thing that people need to know right now also is that your opinion does matter. I know that a lot of people kind of hide their opinions nowadays when it comes to that. So
You
just
shouldn't.
you
Don't.
shouldn't. But
Don't be the say what you gotta say.
yeah, say what you got to say. But
Say
like,
what you
don't
chest.
be a piece of shit. But
Say
Don't be a piece of shit, but also be like, hey, this is my opinion on things,
Yeah.
and then talk about it with people.
but then understand that other people have differense, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right to be.
Acceptance is key.
Here's the other shitty part: is that again, nothing is going to happen because while Biden may take the presidency, you now have a Supreme Court that rules mostly conservative, and you have the Senate that's conservative.
Yeah.
The only thing that they have backing them is the House.
The House.
That's it.
And they lost a bunch of House
And
seats.
they lost like 9 or 10
I think it
House
was like
seats.
13. Yeah.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure.
I think the last I saw was like 8 or 9. So yeah, they lost
Jesus.
more than that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Damn. That's a fuck ton.
And then there's a guy that's our age that just won a Senate seat. I think, was it House or Senate seat? I don't remember.
Jesus.
But yeah, he just won a seat. He's 25 years old, so he's a little younger than us.
I don't like that.
Paralyzed from
Yeah.
the waist down.
Oh, really? Wow.
And yeah, I mean, I think he's a conservative. I think he's conservative.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. And yeah, he just won a House seat.
That's
So
awesome.
it's kind of cool to see some of the younger generation coming into power. I mean, whether you agree with them or not, you have
Right.
AOC, you have
Yeah.
what is it? I think it's Cawthorn is his last name. I don't remember his first name. But you have these guys. He's like, him and Dan Crenshaw are actually kind of like, they work together really well.
Oh, okay.
And I love Dan Crenshaw. He's one of the Texas guys, the eye patch.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
he's a
yeah.
badass motherfucker. And I love
He was
that.
he was an ex-Marine, right? Navy SEAL?
Navy.
SEAL,
Navy?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, because he
had the
lost his
seal patch,
eye. Yeah, that's right.
But I love his because whenever he votes on something, or if there's a vote going in,
Yeah.
he will post it on Facebook and on social media, state what stance he takes on it, why he takes that stance, and then explain the bill.
That's awesome.
Like, that's what you should be doing because
Yeah.
you're a representative of the people. Like, please and thank you. Like, that's
Oh
what
my
we
God.
need. Don't be transparent. That's all I need from you. Be transparent, and then we're good. That's all I need. I don't know. Anyways,
Is it okay for me to talk about my least favorite person in politics?
yeah, who is it?
All right, Nancy Pelosi. dude.
Oh,
I can't.
that lady's voice.
Do you remember that one time that she said, well, you have to vote for the bill to find out what's in it? Yeah, you remember that
Yeah.
shit?
Said you have to vote on the bill to know what's in it. Excuse the fuck out of me.
Oh my God.
Don't think
Pardon?
that's,
Yeah,
think that's
she
how
said
it's
that
supposed
shit.
to work, boss.
And like I said, I don't care your side, but that shit's nonsense. Like I can't believe she still has a
Anybody
job.
that's over 40 years old shouldn't be in those seats.
Yeah.
that you know who
I would say like 59 is like the cutoff.
I feel like if
If
I
you've
was
been in there for more than 3 years, get the fuck out.
I feel like if I were to ever go into politics, it would be super easy to win a majority of people, and here's how. Now, granted, I can't go into politics
Suck
at
all
this
their-
point because this right here has disallowed me from ever being allowed in politics
Yep.
because the amount of ammo
Actually, I don't know
Just
anymore.
loading
I don't know
magazines.
because like we're in an age now where like we
People
don't rely on the
understand.
news.
That's
We
true.
rely on podcasts more than anything. Like
Yeah, well, that's true.
I mean,
yeah.
like how many people nowadays find most of their news from like watching Joe Rogan?
I mean, it's true, but also like the amount of ammo of us talking about the most ridiculous shit.
yeah,
like,
it.
that they'd just be
They
sitting.
just might have ammo.
They'll,
You know what I'm
they'll
saying?
find you relatable at that point.
That's
so,
true. Listen to
this
yeah.
fucking
But
guy.
here's my thing.
Cool,
I'm-
like shooting a dog.
if I'm running
They
for
probably
any
think
sort
I'm a
of seat,
fucking Satanist.
oh yeah. If I'm running for any seat,
tattoos.
I'm running on this. Hey, let's fuck around and maybe get rid of some of these taxes, the death tax. Let's maybe get rid of that. We don't
Yeah,
need that.
maybe.
Yeah, the
Yep.
gift
You know.
tax. Maybe we get rid of that because somebody gifted you money. Now,
Right.
granted, can there be corruption along that line? Yeah, sure. But okay, maybe let's lower it then, or
Yeah.
let's take a better look at it to see is this a real gift or is it stuff like that. Also, hey. Can we talk about term limits? Because I feel like that got lost in the mud under
Yeah.
all this stupid shit that doesn't matter. So term limits, we're gonna fuck around and get rid of that or start that shit up.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna
Please.
it would be so easy for someone relatable to go in and be like, hey, You want to talk about the things that we all actually care about, instead of the shit that we don't care about. Now, is there more that goes into it? Yes. Does it get crazier along the lines? Yes, but there's so many things that everybody agrees on that a candidate could go in and run on that basis and would win overwhelmingly.
Oh yeah.
Just don't be an ass, be relatable, and vote on the things that the people care about. Don't take my fucking money. If you do take my money, use it in a way that it's going to help me and my fellow peers.
Yeah.
Show me where my money is going and how. And term limits. It's real simple shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Am I going to have divisive views where one side won't agree with me? 100%. Yeah. But for the most part, I'm not going to run on those views. I'm going to run on the important stuff of like, hey, remember how we're like the foreign police, basically? Maybe we stop doing that, and maybe we help out our veterans and homeless people. Like, maybe we just help that out. Maybe that's like a thing that we should do.
Yeah, I think that'd be. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
I would vote for you.
Dumb.
If I was running for office, I would have a huge emphasis on innovation. Just be like, okay, so like clearly we're in like an outdated system that doesn't work anymore.
Fuck yeah.
So like, we need to update our political systems. We need to update like everything. So
Everything.
like, give money to like startups that are looking to like change the world somehow.
Yeah. Maybe
like
we
positive influence startup companies.
Maybe we give
so.
Leeway to some of these smaller businesses that want to make a large impact on the world.
Like, because innovation doesn't need to be like reinventing the wheel. It could just be improving a process or something. So like,
turn the wheel from
on the matter
to
of
a
like
circle.
On the matter of like fracking in Pennsylvania, there's got to be a way to offer jobs in Pennsylvania while also like cutting back on like carbon emissions and stuff like that. There's got to be a balance for it. So
now on the fracking thing, coming from an environmental background. So the part of fracking that people are really worried about is basically the runoff water, right? That water is extremely clean. Yeah. Like it's damn near drinkable. I mean, so it's tough. There's other parts of that system that I go, oh yeah, maybe you're right. And should we be trying to pull out of the coal, this coal world? Yeah, 100%. Now, the big
coal world.
It's a cold world. But like, I don't know that whole thing. I don't know. It's just tough because I'm an environmentalist. I 100% believe that we should be like that. Should be one of our biggest deals. Is hey, do we want to survive as a populace? Then maybe we should fucking
take care of the rock we're on.
Yeah.
See, my thing with that is that it's okay to want like alternative energy sources and stuff, and still be okay with like understanding that people rely on certain jobs like this as well.
The coal and oil industry.
Yeah, because honestly, even if we all have electric cars and shit right now, we're still gonna need oil and coal for a while until we like find a way to transition over.
Hemp.
But there you go. But that's also why I go back to figuring out innovation. Like, why are we not funding more laboratories to find alternative fuel sources or like doing shit like that?
That's not where the money comes from right now.
It should,
which is stupid because there's so much money that can come from that.
Yeah, exactly. Like
hemp is such a cheap produced thing. You could jack up the prices on that and make trillions off of it. Like hemp could be the new oil industry if you allowed it to be, but they don't want to take they have such a stronghold on the oil industry now that it's like, well, why would we want to start something new when we're still and then cut back on money, even though it could be more profitable in the long run? Yeah. We'd have to lose money initially. It's like, are you not all businessmen? Like, don't you have to spend money to make money? Isn't that the whole thing?
Yeah, it's
an
investment
from someone that's not really entwined in that universe. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Tends to be
like it's pretty much
the go-to motif.
It's a basic principle of life. You got to spend money to make money. So like, hey, maybe you just to help everybody out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just there's so many things in this world that we overcomplicate that could be made so much simpler if we just weren't idiots and had an ego.
I think people like to dig their heels in.
Here's my basis of my entire campaign. Ready? Everyone now must have DMT once. They must try it once. Break that ego barrier. Let's come back next year.
You need to come meet God.
Let's vote on some shit next season because we're all going to do DMT this year.
We're going to have a political getaway.
Next year we're going to come back
the Caribbean
and watch how those people vote after that. Watch, because you're going to notice things that didn't seem very important before become extremely important.
You're either going to like it or we're going to start a purge.
You're either going to like it or you're going to die.
This is what the gods told me to do.
Oh my God.
I just think it's so simple. And we hate talking politics on the show. We did it.
We did
it for a while, and especially with the COVID thing and everything. And it's not what our show tries to be, but it's done now, folks. We're at the end of this 4-year debacle that we've been in. COVID is going to end soon. They
Within
already
months.
Feister is already talking.
Feister.
Feister is already talking about they just today I saw on Reuters that they are releasing vaccine trials today or tomorrow or something this week or something like that. You have another company that's releasing trials.
Penicillin with
and
a
it's
shot
like-
at
yeah.
with a follow-up Z-Pack.
And it's interesting because all of us called that is exactly what was going to happen.
fuck
Is
yep.
The election was going to end, and all of a sudden the vaccines are going to come out.
Yep.
Weird how that fucking happens.
savior of the world.
We should have another conspiracy theory episode. Soon.
Oh my god, I've always done.
I got
As of
some new-
recent?
I have
Oh,
always
I
done
got some
for
new. I got
conspiracy
some
episode.
brand new ones that could be pulled in.
They're turning the frogs gay.
The frogs.
I'll
The
get my-
water's turning the frogs again.
I wanna get-
Fluoride in the
I'll
water.
bring on my Alex Jones voice. How about that?
Oh god, I love it.
I actually just listened to his podcast with Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
His-
that's a good
oh, the
episode.
old
well,
one-
there's
the
a
last
couple
one?
The
episodes.
newer one that came out. Yeah, it was
So,
interesting.
He's actually been on Drinking Bros frequently lately.
Really?
And the one they had him on for election night on a live
Really?
episode. And listen, however you feel about this man, he may be insane on parts. Don't get me wrong. But
I
there
have a
are
quote on
things
that.
that he says that are 100% accurate.
Dude, he's been talking about Epstein for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So
He called the first, I don't remember what they said. They said he called like the first 40 or some states. He called it. He called the election basically. Like the whole night through the live episode that Drinking Bros was doing. He was calling the states before. And now granted, obviously you're going to have some, like California's going to be blue.
Yeah.
New York's going to be blue. But he was calling some of these states
Yeah.
like swing states. And I was like, how the fuck? Like he's insane, but he's also might have something
there's
going
also
on.
a fine line between insanity and brilliance. So like, I'm not gonna call a guy brilliant, but it's like he makes good points
There
sometimes.
are certain
like,
things that he said. He may exaggerate some stories. Yes, fluoride does not turn the frogs gay. Probably.
I mean,
but
that's actually why I'm really happy that he was on Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan was he's fact checking the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He was keeping him level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is great. Like I think you
how it
need
should
somebody to
be,
do that
yeah.
full time, because that was great. But like, it just sucks because he gets in these rants where he just can't stop talking.
Oh man, and then
he
you
just
see him
goes,
like kind of like, hey, well, what about
Yeah,
this?
like,
What about this
slow
point?
it down.
Yeah.
Like it's like a fishing rod. You got to
yeah, because he just like goes to the next topic, next
Yeah.
topic, next topic, and he's like, whoa, hold on, go back to the last one. What
Right.
about the frogs?
yeah.
Can
pretty
we
nuts.
say the biggest disappointment of this election was the fact
All
that
of
they
it.
didn't. Yeah,
Just all of it.
But
This is all
also
depressing.
the fact that they didn't do a debate with Joe Rogan mediating. They
Oh my God, I would've
that
loved
pissed
that.
me off. I was like,
Yeah,
why?
I was pretty upset about that.
Why did that not
just see
happen?
Trump and Biden smoking pot with Joe Rogan.
Oh,
That'd have been great.
God.
Mandatory before you
Mandatory.
stand behind that podium.
And Bert Kreischer just comes in with Tom Segura and they just start fucking around with him.
Let me tell you a story
my
about
God.
how when I was 23, I got involved with the Russian mafia.
All right, let's talk about Corn Pop.
Oh shit!
the fuck?
He was a bad dude.
He was a bad dude. Why was he bad?
It's just so. It's just.
He wore pomade in the pool.
Yeah. Trump, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, you see,
What are your thoughts on pomade in pools?
Well, you see, I love.
I didn't know anybody named Corn Pop. I never knew anybody named Corn Pop.
Pomade's the greatest thing, greatest invention ever.
My opponent.
I was
If I had
talking.
real hair, I'd probably use it.
I was talking to
My
a few of
real
my
hair.
friends the other day, and
Oh my
they
God.
agreed. Pomade. It's been the greatest, hugest thing that's ever happened since I've been in office.
What do you turn into a Brooklyn stepmom?
And then Biden's just sitting there like,
Where am I?
"Where the fuck is my bed? How did I
Oh
get
my
here?
God.
What happened?"
Oh God! You know what? I think we should have an age limit on presidents.
Yeah, we should.
Like it should be nobody over the age of
if
like
we have
70.
if we have a 35 age limit, you should have an upper age.
and maybe
like a
that's
lower
maybe
age
that's
limit.
ageist, but like don't tell me that
fuck.
like, that's
No.
fucking
70.
Regardless-
70 is the cutoff.
Regardless of your political standing, if you think for a second
dude. This 70-year-old man is
that
gonna.
Joe Biden isn't in the beginning, if not full-fledged
So,
flux
all right, we
of
should-
dementia and or senile tendencies, you are incorrect.
So I want to get into this, but I know we're getting close to the end of this
Oh,
episode.
we're gonna do it in the
Yeah,
live?
Maybe we should. Do you guys
We'll
want
do
to
it.
do a conspiracy live
I
episode?
am
Well, I'm
always
for it.
down
All
for
right,
that.
we're gonna end this episode because we're keeping this to the new 30-minute limit. So we're gonna end this
See.
episode here. Walker, it was great
Like and
having you
subscribe.
back. Yeah, like and subscribe. Walker, it was
It's the
great
best
having you
decision
back,
we'll ever
man.
make.
yeah, it's always a pleasure, brother.
Oh, of
Thank you
course.
guys for joining us again for another week of what we learned this week.
Thanks.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it, don't quit it. Hit it, pass it to your friends. Press that subscribe and like
They'll
button.
enjoy it too.
Hide your kids, hide your wives, because we out here making great content. Don't forget to check out Jake Dunaway, on the YouTube channels. Don't forget to check out Thirst Homeless on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out Johnny Wishbone on the YouTube channel.
Do it.
Oh, God. AstroDesignCompany.com for all your web development and web designing needs, which is also going to be dropping ClassDrop.io here soon next week. So make sure to check that out as well.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great.
Don't forget to check out my Facebook page, JD Creations LLC, which this episode is brought to you by. I've got some really good content coming up here soon that I just filmed this week. The short film has been officially submitted to a festival, which is crazy. So don't forget to check out that film as well. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything else. I think
make sure you like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Wash your ass.
Happy election is over season, folks. Get better, get well, get happy, because it's coming to an end. 2020 is coming to an end.
Yes.
And after this year, you all know it's not about mental health after this. It's about doing cocaine out of stripper's butthole next year. 2021, we about to get wild, son. Wild.
Because we survived the apocalypse.
Because 2022, there's another super virus.
I'm so ready for
Super AIDS.
The last few seconds of December 31st, and then all of a sudden it's going to go December 32nd.
Oh, God.
2020.
Oh, God.
Going.
Thank you guys again, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.